Karoho kanadunda
Karibuni tena to Galactic Productions.
Good
that
morning.
show. Good morning.
Now, karibuni sana.
DJ Roy, salimia watu.
Good morning everyone.
Yes, today you get to see him.
Leo nimeonekana.
On that show.
When you come back to man, watu msikia tu.
Bas ndio hiyo. Sasa like umse. Tusikia tu producer number 1 DJ Roy.
Unless leo unavunjwa.
Today you get to meet that producer.
You get to meet that guy.
Number 1.
Karibuni sana. Thank you for joining us on this edition of that show at Galactic Productions. And
this morning.
It's a new week.
This morning. It's a new week.
This month is already karibu.
It's just imagine. Iko tu hapa safarini.
Quarter in 2 days from now.
Kesho basi. Well, lakini so far at least imeanza vipoa. There's good things happening. There's changes here and there, but
I think every day that I'm this side of 6 foot under, it's a good day.
You thank God, and unajua tu basi. You count your blessings. You're like, I'm on this side, I'm not on that side.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm on this side. I've got health.
You're on this side and you're healthy.
Exactly. I'm slightly overweight. I'm doing well. I'm winning at life.
You're doing it.
Yeah,
you're living it.
I'm winning at this life.
Sindio, how was your weekend? How was your weekend?
This weekend was busy, Sunday kawaida ni chill, but DJ Roy,
rules of engagement.
Ulifanya nini weekend?
There was fit camp on Saturday. By Elixir Wellness.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Walitumaliza kidogo.
Walijenga mwili nani? Walijenga mwili yako.
Panel beating nani?
But I feel lose in a very long time.
Yeah.
Karibuni sana this Saturday again.
Yeah, definitely. I think the
come with a partner you'll enjoy.
Shopping center on a Saturday is the bomb. And I'm not just saying that because I ran it.
We are your coaches for that time, so
anyway guys, welcome again, and I hope you'll enjoy this edition, because this edition we're talking about basically something that is important to all of us, something that we all say, or maybe have wanted to say, or like have been told, I love you, those 3 words, what do they actually mean? We throw this word around a lot, like, yeah, but I love you. Yeah.
What does love mean?
Yeah.
What is love?
Yeah.
How do you express love? What is love? Do you
DJ
know
Roy,
what love is?
You're the young one here. Ebu tuambie.
Yeah. Fafanulia for us.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Waiting be
DJ
that. Roy, you're a young guy. Tell us, what is love to you? What is your understanding of love?
Of love.
Yeah.
Well, okay, loving. It's that feeling of attraction.
Yeah.
Towards something.
Yeah.
Or someone.
Yes.
Conditionally or unconditionally.
Yeah.
But it's that feeling where you like. That topic is wide.
No, about your understanding of it.
Okay, there's many types of love.
Yeah.
When you love doing something, or you love someone.
Yes.
You can't do without something or someone.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. The dictionary says, love is an intense feeling of deep affection or a great interest and pleasure in something. To love football, to love somebody. Babies feel parents with feelings of love. Yeah. Lie.
Why are you hating on the babies?
I'm not hating on the babies. All I'm saying is people have this thing of what's it called? When you have a baby, you're going to feel this kind of love that you never felt before. You're just going to fall in love with this little thing. They fill you with dread, especially that first one. You really, honestly, are just scared you're going to kill it.
I think it's different for people, because it's just like the you see the way you think about babies, and there's somebody who probably thinks like that about relationships, or maybe leaving the house. Apparently there are people who don't leave their house because of
anxiety. No, but there's some people who have deep anxiety. There's some people who can't actually leave the house without a drink or taking some kind of substance, weed,
or without their face.
Exactly, because they're anxious to face the world. But there are also people who feel that way about when you say to them, I love you.
Yeah.
But when someone says to you, I love you, it kind of puts, how can I put it, a responsibility on them.
Yeah. To say it back.
It's almost like when, not even just to say it back, it's like when somebody says, I love you, you feel like they're telling you, give me your heart. You know what I mean? So therefore, you feel like you've given them your heart and they have the responsibility to take care of your heart.
Keep it whole.
Exactly. But what you don't realize is when that person says, I love you, they too are broken.
So it's up to you, to both of you, to actually come together and see how, because you're broken, I'm broken, and let's find a level playing field.
Exactly.
Like you're coming with your baggage, I'm coming with my baggage, so let's find somewhere safe or equal for us.
Or even how do we unpack that baggage so that it doesn't affect our relationship? You're walking from a difficult situation. Maybe there was abuse, physical or psychological or even financial, because somebody was anakukanyagia because anaweza. You know
financially
what I mean?
abusing.
Exactly. You know, they give you just the bare minimum, but yet you have kids together and you agreed when you got married, you will leave your job, I will sustain the family. Your job was probably paying as much
like you
as
split
them.
duties, you sat down and split duties.
Exactly, you agreed.
I'm going to stay home
and now
with the kids.
they're earning and you're not. Wanakunyanyasa. You decide that I'm better off working and taking care of my kids than living like this. So you leave. Yeah?
I actually have a question.
Yeah, of course.
So what does it, so saying you love someone and saying you're addicted to someone or something, is it the same thing?
But that's a thin line.
It is a thin line because as we've read, the dictionary meaning of love, is very much like the addiction. It's like an intense feeling of deep affection or a great interest and pleasure in something. I love football. I love rugby. I love alcohol. I love weed. I love you. It's everything that me.
I love.
You know what I mean? It's me. It's what it's giving
it's something
me.
That you're feeling, because it's that feeling that when you get to interact with that thing that you're loving, you feel there's a certain way you feel. You're like, I can do this. I can conquer the world. So you're like,
exactly. So it's a bit like. But when somebody says I love you, and then you put that thing like, okay, this person has said they love me. Now I'm expecting them, because they said they love me, to do A, B, C, D for me.
Unanipenda.
So that's why people get mistaken.
Exactly.
Okay.
You see what I mean? Because somebody says I love you, because the thing is, what people don't realize is, when I say I love you, it means that, to me, when somebody says they love me, it means that they're willing to do things for me, to sacrifice for me. It's the same way as I say, I love working out. I will sacrifice to work out. I know I've got a long day. I know I haven't got a gap in my day for working out.
But you find time.
So I know that the only time I can work out is before 5 a.m. Because if I go to the gym after 5 a.m., I'm going to be late.
You'll be chasing your day
to start my boot camp in the morning, so therefore I'm chasing my day. Right. I love working out, so therefore I'm willing to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go work out.
Sacrifice.
I love you, so therefore I'm willing to put aside other things that I might be planning to do for you. You see what I mean? I am willing to learn that which drives you. You see, I love you, so I'm not going to treat you like crap. Or I'm not going to love you the way I think I should love you. I'm going to learn how you want to be loved.
Sure. Again.
I think people are projecting this like in the very wrong idea.
How do you mean?
Kuna watu kiwaambia unawapenda, they start getting very huge ideas.
Like what? Like marriage?
Budget. Anakuja na budget.
Budgets.
But you know.
Yes.
But you know.
But you said you love me. That's not
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Some people equate, but that also is not wrong in itself, because that person, that is their love language. Do you understand? That is how they receive love. Now, how you interact with that person is on you.
It's on you. What message are you passing?
Do you see? If you agree to interact with that person in the way they want you to interact with them, then that's on you. Do you see? You see that this is a materialistic person. And being materialistic is not wrong in of itself. Because once you know that person is like that and you agree to get into a relationship with them, then you know that they're expecting you to provide certain
things. To do this, that, and the other.
But the moment you walk into a relationship with them, you have signed that contract.
You have to.
Because you can't blame them.
They're already expecting it to happen.
You know what I mean? You knew. If somebody meets you and says to you, mimi nataka pesa ya salon, pesa ya nails, pesa ya nini, no kisema I love you, unajua ni wewe unalipa.
Child. Who born you, I beg, who born you? But sometimes I find it a bit unfair, because I've come to you, I've met you.
Yes.
I'm attracted to you. Sometimes I can't even understand how and why, but I'm like, hey.
That's not love, that's lust. Hormones.
And you'd find that the more I hang around you, I'm like, it actually hits me that I am deeply like, what do you call it? There's an affection I feel for you. Then
infatuation.
Kukachini, you're like, okay, napenda unse. Because kidogo, you're like, you start tweaking yourself. You're like, oh, anapenda hii. So, because I'm like, I notice the things you like, then I start adjusting, because those are things that make you happy. And since I feel so strongly for you, kidogo naanza kunini. So, ikifika mahali, people start abusing that. Because maybe, sawa, nimekupea hivyo vile umesema, uliniambia I love you so, nataka pesa ya salon, nataka hii. Akuja nikwambie I can only come this far. Sasa unataka kushuka ati kwa sababu nimekwambia ukweli yangu, I'm like, yo, I can't afford this much, but I can only bring this much. So inakuwa
but that's why we need to talk to people when we meet them. Sindio? What's your love language? What do you like in a relationship? Yes? Some people like a lot of sex. Some people like less sex. Some people like getting flowers and chocolates and all of that. Some people like you cooking for them. You see what I mean? So when you talk about these things at the beginning,
start with that, and then
you know what I mean? It's the same way like we were talking about future plans. You start with this on day dot. You meet somebody in a club. You know your priorities. You know, I am ready to marry. I'm looking for a wife. I am ready to marry. I'm looking for a husband. Yes? I am not going to waste your time telling you that we can court for 5 years. No, I want a baby in 2 years, which means you have 1 year to court me, propose, and marry me.
Bas, all in one go.
You see, once you say that, what happens then is the other person has you can either be a meeting of minds, they are ready to, or they're not, and they say, do you know what, I'm only looking for a good time. I'm not ready for all that you want.
I don't want to settle down.
It doesn't mean that I don't like you. It just means that we're not in the same place. Now, you then can alter your course and say, I'm willing to see where you're going. Let me see if being with me might show you that maybe you're ready and you don't realize you are. But that, again, goes with you see the potential where someone is at in life. You don't meet somebody who yuko kole, anaishi home, hana namna ya income, hana nini yoyote. You are already working. You know, you've established yourself. You have your house. You have all the things that you see for yourself that is established yourself. Because this varies from person to person. You know, one person might just have a place where they live. and they have a bit of income, they have kidogo savings, they know that that is being established. Another person might be waiting to own a property, own a car, own this, own the other, before they feel established. Exactly, you see. So we all have our paths that we've set for ourselves. You know. So if we are honest about it, if we are honest and we say, this is what I want, and I'm very clear in what I want, you might sound a bit mad on the first date stating this, but also what happens is you avoid wasting time.
Yeah, by there. And I think it's important. Sorry.
Okay, so there's like a small issue. So a lot of people get stuck in this, I don't know how to call it, but what wengi wananga, they get stuck in the question that how do I know that this other person loves me back?
Yes.
I think once you say it, at least utajua, because the response yake pia naye itakwambia. Because you're there, if you don't tell me or if you don't show me that you love me, I will not know. I will not know. So umeka pale na expectations zako ama unaogopa. Unaona. So if you don't let me know, like, because love language is different. Because there are those who tell, there are those who show. Unaona. So usiponiambia na usiponionesha mimi nitajuaje? Unaona. So umeka hapo unaogopa, because maybe hata labda pemi on my side pemi nimeogopa. Nimenyamaza hapo, I'm like, lakini huyu Matesh lakini akiana kwanga unajua amenikujua nini. But naogopa kukuambia, because maybe naogopa rejection. I've dealt with rejection before. So I'm scared of coming out and telling you what I feel. Again, on the other end, umeka huko pia unaogopa kuniambia. Tuko tu hapa. Tuna wasteana time. Juu atuweki cards zetu kwa meza. Atuambiani, by the way, maybe this is how I feel about you. No. Pia mimi nikikaa mwambia, okay, at least he feels the same. If I don't feel the same, I will tell you. Unaona. Now, muona hapa nopali watu au blanga, because you'd find that you meet somebody, you're attracted to them, then you decide, okay, let's go out on a date. You go to a bar for a date. How are you talking about all these things? How are we talking about me? By that, this is what I want from a relationship, from ABCD, over loud music.
But maybe ni ile ba imetulia, ba kama za the other side of town, si ba kama za Islands, zenye ngoma iko
basi ndio uko pale unapatanga mse ati nikikunjwa na kwa confidence.
I think for personally, I think when people love, and this goes across the board. It's not just because a lot of times when we say I love you, we just think about romantic love. We don't think about our children. We don't think about our parents. We don't think about our relatives, because these are all other forms of love. You know, we don't think about our spiritual relationship. You know what I mean? I'm personally not religious, because I think most religions are bullshit. I think most people who call themselves religious are bullshit, because they preach one thing and say another and do another, you know. And so for me, I don't believe in religions, even though I was brought up Catholic. Do you get me? So I believe in doing unto others as you would like to do to yourself. If we were all kinder to each other, if we all just did the thing that, if I didn't do to someone out there what I didn't want done to me or mine, then we would not have rape, we would not have stealing, we would not have all these people stealing from the public purse, we would not have any of that. Because I don't want it done to me, so I'm not going to do it to someone else. You know, there's no point telling me I go to church every week because I'm so in love with my Jesus, but at the same time, you look at me up and down and say you look like a prostitute because of what you're wearing. You've judged me. So how have you brought me close to your Jesus? So love goes in many ways. You understand? You can't say to your child, I love you, and yet neglect them. You see what I mean? Where are you loving them? If all you're giving to your children is money and not nurturing them and not building them into human beings who actually the world wants to interact with, then you're doing both the world and your children a disservice. Are you loving your children then? You see what I mean?
Because you're not taking your time to look at this person.
Yes.
They have needs. And you have to make time again. And again, you go back to your love language.
Yes.
Because sometimes you think that See, I've provided.
Yeah.
See, I've given. You wanted a bike, I got you a bike.
Yeah.
They didn't want that bike.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They wanted to ride the bike with you. They wanted
exactly.
They thought that if my parent, if my guardian bought me that bike, then they will spend time teaching me
how to ride
their bike.
Yeah, you know?
I want a computer game. I don't want a computer game. I want a computer game
so that I can play
with you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's a very.
We have to listen.
Yes, you have to listen. Because you see, like most of the time, you're looking at the picture. You're like, because for you think you're solving a problem.
Yes.
Because you're thinking, aliona mtoto wa jirani na baiskeli
anataka. Yeah.
No, you're buying that bike because that child needs that time.
Nata maybe aliona mtoto wa jirani na baiskeli na their parent was there teaching them how to ride.
Or maybe they were riding together.
Exactly.
You know? Like, and it doesn't have to be a bike only, by the way. It could be a book.
Yeah.
Because you're there, you're like, hey, nini, I saw this book. And buy the child the book, read the book to the child. Trust me, they'll remember that forever.
Exactly. We have to learn how to ask why.
Yes.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Why does this person want this from me?
Yeah.
You see, Roy just asked, how do you know that somebody loves you? You know that they love and treasure you and cherish you and actually mind about you. Wanakujali, wanakumind. Waki kujali. You see, if they do that which makes you feel appreciated. If I come home after a long day and I find my partner has provided a meal, wameweka hapo kwa meza, wameniambia enda uoge itakuwa ready. You know what I mean? Ukuja weke hapa miguu, nikufanye massage, because that's what I like. But if you do it because you saw it in a movie and I don't like my feet being touched,
don't touch my feet, man.
You know what I mean?
Give me the food.
Have you really, exactly, have you really listened to my needs?
Yes.
You haven't.
Yeah.
So do you love me?
See, you're showing what you saw in that movie.
You know, I've been wanting.
Now that you've mentioned the TV now, remember those people who watch those movies.
There are some people who watch those movies.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
I want that.
Alejandro's.
Yeah. People watch the movies and then are like, I want that. I want my so and so, my partner, boyfriend or girlfriend, to be like that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but then when your partner, when your partner approaches you with that, then sit down with them and say, why do you want that? Do you see what is lacking in our relationship?
Exactly.
That now you want that. Because a lot of times it's not about the material thing. It's the feeling.
It's the feeling.
That thing
just to watch
elicits
and you're feeling like this
in them.
Like, babe,
so exactly. That's it.
No,
so when that person comes to you and says, I want this, and you dismiss it as irrational, so you see, you've broken the communication. Sindio, you've made them feel like they don't matter because you didn't even ask them why.
And you didn't listen. You missed the message.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just saw udema nataka gari. Aujamuliza, babe, unajua hii ndio plan yetu na hii ndio plan yetu na hii ndio plan yetu. Unaona, kwa sasa hatuwezi kuwa na gari. But wewe ni kwa nini unaona sahi we need a car? This person might even come up with a good idea. Yes, we need a car because this is our small business we've been running. It's like this and like this. And also, because now we're together, we're getting serious. Sometimes we go away at the weekend. It's costing us a lot more to go away without our own car. But if we had our own car, it would enhance our relationship. You haven't asked why. You've just dismissed this person as being unreasonable.
Ego got in the way.
Exactly. Because you can't provide it.
Because like listen to your partner now. Listen to your partner.
How do you see what we've said so far?
I don't think love should be on what you see. I
Yes.
think it should be on what
Someone does, no?
Yeah. What you see.
Yeah.
Not what you see, but what you feel.
Yes.
How does your person
How this person is going to the extent to like make you feel appreciated.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know.
Affirmation. Those two nice
And it's about time as well. If you cannot give time to the people you love, to the things you say you love, time is our most precious resource. Yeah?
You wasted.
We spend time on the things that we value. Yes? So if when you calculated all your time and I am the last on your list, then akufuzai Hakwambi ondoka. In Swahili we say, he who wants you to go will not tell you to go. They will make it so uncomfortable. They will heat this water from under you. Squeeze until you jump out of the pot. So you have to look at other people's actions as opposed to what they tell you. Because a lot of people out here are with the wrong people because those people tell them, I love you every day. Yeah. They abuse you in the morning and then they send you, I love you all day. Babe, I love you. I can't wait to see you.
Yes.
Blah, 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 blah. They come home, they abuse you again, either physically or emotionally.
Leave you then.
And then they say, I'm so sorry, you made me do it, but you know I love you. There are a lot of us out here who don't see the value in ourselves so much that we stay with situations. And this is not just relationships. We stay in situations, we stay in jobs, we stay in all these things because people tell us words, but we know in ourselves that we are not appreciated, we're not loved, we are not valued.
You just said
but we stay because somebody said, I love you, when they thought we were going to leave. And this I love you is not just the word I love you. Again, in the terms of a job situation, they think you're going to leave. They know you give more than what the company pays you for. And then they tell you, we'll give you a pay rise.
Yeah, we'll give you a raise.
That's the equivalent of being told I love you in an abusive relationship.
Somebody punched you in the morning, then at 10 a.m. I can message Shomoka's over there.
No?
But I love you.
Which
You
brings
just
up,
made me mad.
finish.
Yeah, sorry. No, I'm done. Yeah.
So which brings up the question.
Yeah.
There was a movie I was watching one time. So this guy loved the girl, like the chick saw it like it's becoming toxic. So he told this girl that I love you, and if I can't have you, then no one will. Is that love?
That's just obsession, isn't it?
That's obsession.
I think anyone who loves you and appreciates you will appreciate the fact that maybe you can grow apart. Because people grow. That's what we do as human beings. We develop, we grow. You know what I mean? And sometimes people outgrow relationships. And it's the same way as our children grow and leave home. Not because they don't love us, but because it's their time.
It's their time to do something.
You know what I
different.
mean?
Like you've done your bit, you've raised that child up to, and now it's their time to go and
that's it.
See the world.
You're in a relationship with someone. You see that this relationship does not work for you. It's not serving you anymore as a person. You see what I mean? You decide to step away. This person now makes it their life's mission to be obsessed with you, to stalk you, to even in very extreme situations kill you. We've seen here last year that guy is really toka wapi huko akakuja kuua dem hapa Kiambu. Alimchinja.
Yeah, by the way. And you wonder, and these signs, we see these signs all the time. We see these signs all the time, but we choose to ignore them because you're thinking, at a change.
Not at a change. He just loves me. She just loves me. You know what I mean?
People love differently.
Yeah. I don't want to see you walking with that person.
Why?
I don't want to see you talking to that person.
Why?
I don't want to see you being with those friends. I don't, it starts with control.
Don't eat that,
you know? It starts with, don't eat that. It's going to make you fat. No, if I want to eat cake, I'll eat cake. If I get fat, as long as I'm not singing to you how fat I am, which I do. I'm sorry. But
Sasa, in some other situations, maybe the guy just cares for the health of the person.
Yes, but then it's how you say it.
It's how you say it, man. Again, you'll tell me you love me, but your deeds are tofauti huko out the door. Unashanga utaniambia unanipenda alafu asubuhi unanipunch unaniacha na black eye because nimekuambia naenda job. Like unaona, like what you say and what you do are different. So I'm wondering, does he love me really? What's going on here? So again, what you do. I think for me in this instance is what you do. You can promise me the world. Oh my God, you can even deliver mass to my feet. Like until you do it, my friend, it's a lie, it's a scam.
True. Anyway, guys, we're going to take a brief break here. We're going to listen to some music, and then we're going to come back with Is Love Unconditional? Let's talk about this. What do you guys think about it?
Yeah, please let us know in the comment section.
See you in a bit. To that show on this wonderful Monday morning. Talking about love.
Feeling kind of love-a-dovey like this. hearts like this, mapenzi. Love is a good thing.
Is it?
It's a good thing. If you've not experienced love, kuna kitu unajinyima. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to love a person. You could love a thing. Or there's something you like doing.
Oh, yes.
Night Atieno, good morning.
Good now. I was a bit confused there.
You know, when you talk about love,
yeah.
Somebody would be asking themselves, kwani lazima nipende mtu?
Yeah.
There are people who love their pets. Lakini not like those crazy cat women. But
there's no crazy cat woman. I refute.
How do you have 96 cats?
Who cares how many cats you have? How do people have 50 children?
But I mean, there's one thing I
don't even understand how somebody has more than one child. Those people call us crazy cat ladies. I love cats. I'd rather have 10 cats than have 10 children.
Are you serious?
100%.
I'd rather have
100%.
As Jangos like to say, nyual bear. Kuna mali hizo mikono zitakuja. Kuna mali hiyo akili itakuja.
Nyual take, and it's very expensive. DJ Roy, watena na huyu.
Kuna mali nilikuwa najiuliza mananz au ishi because unaona vile atujui they're kept in those, they're called what, monasteries.
Nunnery. Monasteries for the priests.
Sijui ndo nimeuliza. hata ma priests na mapasi.
Confused.
Manans.
It's a nunnery.
I have no idea. I just see them from Bukoinj.
I swear, I'm looking it up. But anyway, let's talk about unconditional love. Now, before we talk about unconditional love, this here is DJ Roy. I know like every show you hear about DJ Roy. DJ Roy. Our producer.
He used to like hiding behind the scenes,
but now he's not so shy anymore. Amechungulia kidogo. And the music is nice today.
Watch out to sing your story of Ziki. You were saying
unconditional love.
Is love unconditional?
Can we just remind people we're here on Wednesdays and Fridays as well?
Yes.
Not just on Mondays.
Not
Mondays,
just on Mondays.
Exactly. On Monday we talk about relationships.
Yes. On Wednesdays we talk about
money things, business, wellness, self-development, stuff like that.
Unajijenga kifedha.
Exactly.
Alafu hiyo siku nyingine.
On Furahi Day. We kasirika inaitwa makasiriko Friday.
Wacha leo tuko la vidavi hapa. Ikifika Friday faces change.
Boiling day.
Boiling point.
Boiling point kwenda.
Yeah, so you're very welcome. Thank you so much for being here as well. Yani, you guys are brilliant.
I know.
Mkangamande asubuhi tukijua tunaenda that show kwa sababu kuna wale watu wanatungoja hapo. You give us a reason. And again, thank you so much for those guys who notice our glitches kidogo. Elvis Idris,
thank you so much for letting us know about the sound. I hope the sound is okay now.
It's a lot better now.
I think we have checked it.
We have checked it. Mr. Mara pia naona yuko kule ndani. Karibu sana Miss T.
Good morning.
Nabaku kwa watch party.
Miss T, karibu sana.
She's huko ndani. Guys, you guys have been
She is the wind beneath our wings. Naona hapo hivyo Shama Odwor pia alikuwa ametujoin hapo. Karibu sana.
You're welcome. Hebu let us know. Tumewataja. Is love unconditional? Tuandikeni tu hapo kwa comment tusome.
Wewe tuambie. Should love be unconditional? Not even is it? Because obviously there are those who believe it is. But in your opinion, should it be?
It should be unconditional, lakini it is not. It is conditional.
Why should it be? Why do you think it should be?
Ukipenda umependa. Sawa? Because it's just like, say, like we're into fitness. We love fitness.
Yeah.
And for you to stay fit, for you to get fit, you have to sacrifice something. You have to get uncomfortable.
Yes.
To get comfortable. So unapata kama like you said, you know your day is packed.
Yeah.
You have to find time. Unaona. So kuna vile lazima utatwik siku yako and you know this is what's happening.
Yes.
The same way when you say you love someone, say like you love your child.
Yes.
Your child has events at school. There's sports day, there's drama, music festival, whatever events, the swimming gala.
There's too many things.
Exactly, but whatever it is, you will make time.
Yeah.
You will make time.
Yeah.
Sababu, uspokuja itakuwa ni okay, alafu kwanza if it patters your person is bright,
yes,
anaka hivi anajua okay, mama yangu baba yangu akukuja,
yes,
because of ABCD,
yeah,
alafu maybe you find that maybe grades kidogo zilikuwa chini,
yes,
so they start punishing themselves. They're thinking they didn't come because I didn't perform well. So unaona sasa, unaona hapo imekuwa kuna masharti,
yes,
unaona. So when you're good, I show you that I love you,
yes,
unaona. So like it should be unconditional, because we all have highs and lows in life, unajua. Kuna zile siku zenye utakuwa tu sawa, and again kuna hizo siku zingine utakuwa tu unablanda, unauza, unachoma.
DJ Roy, wewe unaonaje kwa hiyo story?
I agree na afufa kidogo, because you meet someone and then you love him or her,
yeah,
alafu something changes in the person kidogo, and then the love starts fading off.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's supposed to be unconditional,
yeah,
but it's conditional.
Yeah.
Because if you meet up with someone, alikuwa nakaa hivi, alikuwa nakaa hivyo, and then maybe some changes kidogo zinaanza kukuja, it grows fat kidogo, and then unaanza kuwa
lakini babe, mbona unakaa hivi siku hizi?
Ama cooking labda kwa wanaume, cooking labda ina change kidogo.
Yes.
So you find jamaa mtu anaanza ku
shots fired, shooted, my friend. Yeah,
so it's supposed to be unconditional. That it also depends with the person.
Yeah,
kama umeka kwa akili yako huyu akianza kubehave hivi,
yes,
I'm out. But
if
you stick to the plan, someone hivi till the end, I think it will work.
Yeah. For me, as Night Atieno, I don't think love should be unconditional. I don't think anything in this world should be unconditional. I believe everything should be a meritocracy.
In English, please.
It should be earned. Do you get me? Yeah. My love is not just to give. I would rather give you my trust first before I give you my love unconditionally. Do you get me? Yeah. I will love you only in as much as you show me you deserve to be loved by me. So therefore, even if you're my child and you treat me like shit, I will tell you, sitakupenda unconditionally. Yeah. Do you understand? Yeah. I have some kind of feeling towards you because I'm your mother. But I don't have to be that person who is a fool for you. That whatever you do in this world, no matter what you do, I still love you. You go and murder people, I still love you. Those parents who say, even if you do sijui nini nini, I will still love you.
I will call the cops on you.
Exactly.
Maybe not the police.
And also,
this one here is going to kill
when we
me
say about love, sometimes you have to love somebody enough to turn them in. If I found out my child was a pedophile today, I would turn that child in. If I found out my child had murdered somebody, I would turn that child in.
What's wrong is wrong.
You get
Doesn't
me?
matter who's
because
doing it.
For me, if somebody murdered my child, I would murder them myself with my cold hands, blooded like this. I wouldn't call the cops.
And call the cops and tell them, okay.
I would not call the cops.
See after.
I would not call the cops on myself either because he did it too. You took away my child, so I'm taking away your right to breathe.
You're taking the law into your own arms.
I'm not encouraging people to do the same. I'm just saying personally. These are my own views, not those of Galactic Production. But on a more serious note, I don't believe love should be unconditional. The fact that we think, especially as parents, that we have to have unconditional love for our children. And we have to define love as well. Because love doesn't mean you spoil somebody. Love doesn't mean you let them get away with murder, literally in certain cases. You know, love sometimes means having to show tough love. And it's not just to our children, it's to our partners. We have to teach people how to treat us. And if somebody's not treating you the way you feel you deserve to be loved, then it's about time you schooled them.
The problem. Somebody's asking for something.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah.
So you've agreed love is not unconditional. You're unconditional ni uongo.
Bado alikuwa naongea.
That thing is confusing. Unconditional, conditional.
Basically, unconditional means it doesn't matter what this person does to me or doesn't do for me. I am going to love them regardless.
Either.
It doesn't matter if they beat me, I am going to love them and stay. It doesn't matter if they, And also sometimes you can love somebody and love them from a distance. If somebody is creating, like for example, now we've grown up, we have children of our own for most of us, people of my generation.
Yes.
We know very well that parents will blunder. We are blundering ourselves.
Yes.
But at least for our generation, we know how to come and say, I'm sorry. I did not treat you very well as my child, or I'm sorry, I blundered, I did not realize I was, because now we're talking to our children. Our parents didn't. And our parents still don't want to listen. Sometimes we're not even pointing out that they did something wrong. Sometimes we're just saying, how you treat me as your child is wrong.
Expressing yourself,
exactly. And then they tell you,
they still don't know how to listen.
So, with a parent like that, you know that they spoil your peace of mind. Love them from a distance.
You don't hate them. You're just keeping yourself sane.
So loving somebody with conditions. What do you mean by actually those conditions?
Those conditions are yours to make. Do you understand? How is it that I'm not willing to let someone treat me? It doesn't matter whether they're my child, they're my spouse, they're my boss. That you have to have an inner barometer of how you want to be treated, of what you're willing to put up with, of what you're not willing to put up with, and this you cannot put up with regardless of who it is.
And I think that thing comes from, first you have to love yourself enough to know
That's
who
it.
you are and what you're about.
Yeah.
Because if you come to me and you like half the things that I don't like,
yes,
me and you are not going anywhere. And you've decided you're not going to change this, you're not going to adjust, you're not going to, because fine, it's about compromise to some level. Ikifika mahali it's become toxic, me and you have no business being no. So ukijipenda wewe kama Matesh utajua, wewe kama Roy utajua ino kile napenda. Mimi napenda muziki, napenda DJ, napenda production. Alafu ukuje upate Kayangi na hapo amekuja anasema mimi sipendangi na DJ nini. Lakini hapa ukimpata hapa hivi you know that inchi imefunguliwa. Anataka kushinda hapa mpaka hiyo time yote. Unaona? So unashangaa mdem unaona,
you're not concurrent.
Exactly. Unaona, like you guys compatibility uko nothing. Haina haja unajisumbua. And you see now those are the things we were saying in the beginning.
Yes.
Sit down, discuss these things, do not waste each other's time. Unaona, at least mnajua masejo, you're about this, you're about that, you're not about this and that. These things make you uncomfortable.
But that's on us, no?
Yeah. You let your person know.
That's
like
it.
This is what's happening.
We have to let people know.
I dress like this because I like
it.
I eat this because unaona. I listen to this kind of music because unaona.
And sometimes you can love somebody and not like them all the time.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
It's true.
But that doesn't mean that you don't love them.
Yeah.
I promise you, sometimes you're with someone, you wake up in the morning and you look on the other side of the bed and you feel like kicking them in the backside so that they can fall off the bed. Nimefanyika. Earthquake, sorry. There was a tremor. You know, the bed will let you.
And you see, that's true. That's true. Because once you know yourself and you know your limits. Unajua nikifika hapa my friend nitavuta.
Usingoje mpaka ufeel niko nataka kuua mtu. Don't wait to get to that point. And also accept the fact that just because we love somebody doesn't mean we like them all the time. Even, and this I always say, you know, when you have children, you love your children. You have to love your children.
Otherwise ni wako.
Yani ni kama kuna tu feeling nyingine.
This thing
exactly.
And give back to it and
you feel like a parent that you can't explain. Because with other people, you choose to bring into your life. You kind of look at their characteristics before you choose to bring them into your life. With your children, it's a surprise.
My friend.
You know.
Hello, you have a beautiful baby.
You give birth to this thing, and despite your best efforts, they turn up a different way. You see?
So that's where love becomes the love between you and the child becomes conditional.
No, then you decide. You know.
Okay. Sawa uko hivi. Lakini I will panel beat you too.
Not even panel beating. You decide. do I want to accept this human the way they are and accept that I love them, but I don't like them very much? Or do I want to have this conflicting thing constantly? Because when you accept that you love your child, but you don't like them very much because their character and yours clashes. Their personality and yours clashes. Because my son once asked me, Mommy, you know, when I'm an adult and I have children, what if they're not into sports and I don't know what to do with them?
Exactly. You see, now those are things to think about because you're thinking, wow.
It's like all you know in your life as a person, as a human being, is sports. Yeah? And then you give birth to this thing that likes makeup. You know, and suddenly you have nothing in common with this human that you're tied to for 18 years. And usually they will realize what they like by about 3. So you've got 15 years.
And you have to love them.
Well, you have to live with them.
Yeah, you have to, because that's the next 15 years.
You know. So
reminder. But
exactly.
I saw this makeup that I like. I want
That's it.
I saw this.
It's not like a marriage that you can have a divorce from, you know. And that's where we have to realize that there's love and like. Yeah? And it's not always going to
they don't always go hand in hand.
And even in really, really successful marriages, we know that now 50% or more of marriages, and let's not talk about relationships, these are marriages that have been watu wameenda kwa register ama wamesema forever after. 50% or more are ending up in divorce or separation. Yeah? So there's a lot of choice out here, and we know we have that choice. So you find that kwa hiyo kitu uko na choice. Kwa relationship yako na mtoto hauna. Kwa relationship yako na familia yako hauna. You know.
When people get married, alafu wanaenda kwa church to like say their vows. Mimi nasikia priest akisema, do you vow to love this person unconditionally?
For better or for worse.
That thing is a lie.
It's not.
It's not
the
a
thing
lie.
And this is where today we're talking about love and like.
And like.
You have to realize that you love this person that you are bound to for what is supposed to be the rest of your life. But you're not always going to like them. When we are younger, we don't know. So I think right now I'm talking mainly to people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. Because people beyond that, they've gone beyond the fact that anajua uni mtu wangu, I love them. This is the person I vowed to. Once you've been married since your 20s, you get to your 50s, it's very rare that people break up. Because they've realized at that point, I don't have to always like you, but we've raised children together, we've built a life together. There is more to this than just the physical. Because at that point as well, things start going south. You know? You start seeing things are hanging, dangling with too much hair on them. You know?
What did they see?
Those perky boobs, they start, you know.
They landed, gravity took its course.
Exactly. So at that point, it stops being about the physical. But in our 20s, 30s, and 40s, when it's still about the physical, when it's still about the hormones, when it's still about that thing that we want someone to elicit in us, it's very difficult to accept that sometimes you wake up and you don't like the people you love. And that is children, and that is spouses.
And your parents.
And that is your parents, and that is your siblings
your
as well.
Boss, your siblings as well.
You know what I mean?
Like, it's okay.
Your boss, change. Now, we live in an area now where you can have 10 different careers. You can change, you can go back to school, you can learn another, you can become an engineer. Now, 10 years from now, you can be a doctor. You know, we live in that world where we have options.
Now.
While I'm being a DJ here, I've always wanted to be a medic or a paramedic. I'm going to enroll on night school or day school because I'm a DJ. I work at night mainly. Exactly.
So
you know,
during the day, you have time
become
to
a doctor and a DJ. I'm going to be a therapist and a presenter. I'm going to be, you know, we have those options. So jobs, walk away. If it's not fulfilling your life, the thing we cannot walk away from is family. But it doesn't mean that you have to love them from here. It doesn't mean you have to live next door to them. You know, you can send them a message once a month and say, hi, how are you doing? You good? Their response is dependent on whether you block them for another month or you keep them their communication open.
And you see, that's the other thing. A lot of people don't accept that family does piss you off.
Does your head in?
No,
what do you think?
It gets to that point you're thinking, wow.
Eh?
Someone unconditionally. How do you choose your priority on who to love this way, this one to love this way, and this one to love this much? How do you decide?
That's a personal choice. Yeah. It's just like today, you want to eat ugali. Yeah. Tomorrow, you want to eat skuma wiki. The next day, githeri is your favorite meal, but ikipikwa, hautakula. You see, it's here. You have to listen to your gut.
How are you feeling? Yeah. What's being said inside?
And that takes time and it takes maturity. Yeah. Because a lot of times when we are younger, we are driven by hormones. You know, we're driven by hormones. When we get older, we gain wisdom. And we start thinking, oh, I know I'm infatuated with that person, but I'm not going to cheat on my person just because I don't like them so much today. You know, because I know for a fact 2 weeks from now, I will be horny, I will be loving them, we will be at it like rabbits, and the love will be so strong, and then I'll start feeling guilty.
So that's where the love and like difference comes.
Exactly.
Yes. You know, the moment you can tell the two apart.
Yeah. Like, and talking about horniness, let's talk about intimacy.
Love and intimacy.
You know what I mean? Intimacy is not all about sex. Because when you say that word intimacy, people just think
coitus.
Sex.
Conjugal rights. Unakuja kuchukua ati mtu mwingine alisema hapa ati wewe ni mali yangu.
Yeah. You know, like for example, here it says intimacy. The dictionary says intimacy, number one, is closely acquainted to or familiar with. Yeah? Private and personal, intimate details of his sexual encounters. Noun, a very close friend, his circle of intimates. Yeah? So, when we talk about intimacy, a lot of people just go into that second meaning, which is a sexual thing. Yeah. But in a relationship, when we talk about intimacy, it's those little things that you do for your partner. It's those things that they're cooking a meal for both of you. You come even yumayake, you hug them.
You whisper to my heart directly.
You know. Exactly. You know.
Like,
yeah. Oh. You come home with one flower like this. You know. You give it to them. You give them a peck on the cheek. You're not expecting sex. You take them to dinner without expecting that this day is going to end in sex. You know. Intimacy is more than just sex. And when you become intimate with somebody, being able to be so familiar that you can just sit on the sofa and hold each other and have talks, deep, honest, open communication, then real intimacy starts.
That's it. That is it.
Yes.
That is it. Whisper to my heart. You know, talk to my heart
so
directly.
It's forming a connection.
Exactly.
Yes. Woo! Preach, nani. Yeah. And you see, because most guys out here, they're like, dinner.
Yeah.
Today it has to go down.
Yeah.
Probably that time you're not in that mood. That time you woke up feeling, hey, but today I don't like you so much.
Yeah.
But we had reservations.
Exactly.
And you're thinking,
or we went out to dinner, umeongelesha waiter vibaya, nikakwambia, umeongelesha waiter vibaya, you were not so nice to that guy, it was uncalled for, and then you took it out on me. Whatever it was that you brought into this, you took it out on me, and now we get home, and you're thinking, oh, so we've had a romantic evening. No, you killed it.
Honey.
At least, just say sorry, come hold me, let's talk it out.
Exactly, there's always another way
let's
to
have something apart from just
because a lot of guys, a lot of people, and by guys I mean the guys and the men and the women. A lot of guys don't know how to apologize. Just like you said, you've gone out for dinner, your person talks smack to the waiter. I'm in a mood. You get home, you don't know how to apologize. So meka hivi na kwani mazejo unaanza kutafuta. Unajua ulikosa cause kidogo mood ili shift.
Yes.
You're like, we went from lovey-dovey to
Yeah.
So you find ways. Now you start doing those small things. So
Yes.
like, oh, unaweza niwekea chai.
Nitengeneze tu chai.
Unaweza tengeneza popcorn tukule tuweke movie. Unajua?
Hiyo mood iishe.
Yes. Because I'll relax, I'll get out of that funk, and then
you can take me to bed.
Come and tell me what you were saying to me. I'm listening.
Yeah. I'm
so,
very receptive.
Because then again, fine. You've acknowledged your mistake.
Yeah.
You don't have to apologize. Sometimes you don't have to apologize immediately.
Yeah.
Wait for me to calm down.
Yeah.
Collect myself. Have meetings.
Yeah. Because otherwise you'll say, babe, I'm sorry. For what?
For what?
Why you so?
What
even that? Do you even understand why you should be apologizing to me?
Exactly. No.
Because I'm still angry. I'm not in the mind frame.
Yeah.
And that goes towards knowing when to approach your person. Like, for example, if you're in a relationship with Night Atieno and something goes wrong, please don't talk to me about it past 8 p.m. in the night.
It's a lie. It's going to fall on deaf ears.
You know what I mean? Because it's not that I don't care to listen to you. It's like I haven't got the capacity to listen to you beyond a certain point of the day. Yeah. But if you talk to me about it at 6 o'clock in the morning when I wake up, you say, baby, can we talk before the day starts? Yeah. Of course. What is it?
What's on your mind?
Because in the morning, even if you talk to me at 4 a.m. when I wake up, I will be more receptive to what you have to tell me
than last night.
Than at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the night. Yeah. When I'm like, because my day started at 4 or 5 o'clock. Yes. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. And you have to care enough to be able to wait and approach me when I'm ready. Or when I tell you something is not working out in our life, don't take it personal. Take it like I care enough to tell you so that we can fix it.
Exactly. Because maybe it's something that you haven't realized that is going on.
Yeah.
No, once I point it out, then you'll be like, guys, sorry.
Unajua,
when you start correcting your ways.
Sometimes when we're in bed, you're done in 5 minutes, and I want us to go for at least 20 to an hour.
There's pre, then there's
you
post.
talked about it.
Yeah.
You know, the same thing with, you know, like when we talk about intimacy, again, we just talk about sex, but then we have to be able to have the same intimacy with our children. We have to be able to talk about those difficult topics. Because if we don't talk about it, if we don't normalize these conversations, then our children grow up with an image about intimacy, about relationships that don't open communication, don't open those difficult talks.
Because you find it hard, because since you hadn't touched on them, and it gets to that point that well, this one is approaching teenagehood. I have to. Then you start crash course.
Exactly.
Best this child, your information overload when you're uncomfortable because this wasn't happening.
That's it.
So now suddenly,
it's like my kid asked me the other day, Mommy, as usual, or mother, sometimes he calls me, mother, would you advise eating sushi in pregnancy? For those who don't know, sushi is sort of a Japanese thing which is raw fish. It's supposed to be raw fish. Some of it is made with cooked fish. Now, especially the stuff they sell in supermarkets. So I was like, if it's the proper traditional way, then I probably wouldn't, because some of it has shellfish, which if not handled well, might cause complications in pregnancies. Especially if I've been carrying this child for not, maybe after the 7th or 8th month, like when I'm nearly giving birth, I wouldn't mind so much, because I know even if there are complications, there are more chances of the baby surviving. You know what I mean? So, but just generally, I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't take the risk, because it's 9 months. However much I love sushi, however much I'm craving for it, it's 9 months of me not eating it, and immediately I drop that bomb, I can go eat it. You know what I mean? Because I know then there's no chance of my child
You're
being
not harming
harmed.
your child, yes.
You know what I mean? And also, you have to think about maybe allergies if you're still breastfeeding and stuff like that. So I said to him, personally, I just wouldn't. But I had that conversation before I asked him, hey, who's pregnant? Have you got anyone pregnant? Are you sure you haven't got anyone pregnant? Why are we even talking about pregnancies?
Ask that to our parents right now. That's how they
exactly.
be like,
why are you talking to me about pregnancies? You're 16 years old. What do you know about pregnancies? True or false?
Maybe I was watching something.
No, but that's what I'm saying. In the African setting, that would be the initial reaction.
That's a like there's a problem somewhere. There's somebody who's pregnant.
Exactly. Yeah. So I had this conversation with him, and then after that, I went, okay. So he went, oh yeah, okay, I see the point in that. Yeah. And then he said, then I went, okay, so who's pregnant?
Exactly.
But
after
we'd already
explaining
had the conversation. Yeah. You see what I mean?
So now it's an open channel.
Exactly. So he knows that whether it's sex, whether it's whatever, whether it's whatever it is that he finds out there, whatever information he finds out there, he's open to come and discuss it with me.
It's not going to be
out there. And a lot of the information our children are exposed to right now, they're too young in their head with maturity to be able to what do you call it? Process. Yeah. So it's on us as parents to give them a level, you know, ni kama debate. Mtoto wako akikuletea kitu, mletee his side na his side, because then they can make a choice.
What do you think?
Yeah. You can then say, this is this side of things, because as an experienced person in this world, you know this side and you know this side. You know what I mean? And once you've given them both sides of the argument, you can then say, what did you think before you asked me this question, and what do you think now?
Choices, Nani.
You know, it's like when your child comes and tells you, my friend so-and-so is pregnant, and she's 16, 17. Yeah. You see? Then your response is, oh my God, I don't want to see you walking with that child. Yeah. In fact, who got her pregnant? Oh, your friend Johnny. I don't want to see you walking with Johnny because he will teach you how to get girls pregnant.
You have missed the point. You've not solved the issue. Yeah. Like you didn't help that child. Your child will go out. They stop hanging out with Johnny because my parents said not to.
They won't stop hanging out with Johnny. They just won't tell you they're hanging out with Johnny.
Yes. Which creates a problem now, because now they start doing.
Because kids are very curious.
Exactly. The thing that you tell them not to go do without any reason, they'll go and do it so that they can find out why they're being told not to do it without any good reason. Yeah. Yes. You see what I mean? So the thing is, at that point is where you ask your child, oh, so-and-so is pregnant. Okay, number one, how do you feel about that? Yeah. You know, who got her pregnant? Yes. Because maybe this child confided in your child that they're pregnant, and somebody, a member of the family, is abusing her. Yeah. You see, your response to your child will either allow your child to tell you the whole truth, so that you can be a helping factor, so that you can be that adult with reason, so that you can guide them, both of them, and that friendship group to know if this happens, then this should happen.
Because what you tell that child, she's going to know how to handle her
friend.
And if she knows like what exactly is going on, she's going to advise her friend, and the friend is going to appreciate it more. So they'll know, hey, this one has exactly. So when I have a problem, I can easily go to my friend because I know I'll get a solution.
Exactly. You know? Also, if you ask, how did she get pregnant? You know, yes, they're 16, 17, they shouldn't be having sex. If they were having sex with somebody who's their age, then you cannot prosecute anyone because they're both underage. If they were having sex with somebody who is above the age of consent and this child cannot consent, then you know that this child is being abused. Yeah. Then you can also talk to your child about abuse. Yes. First and foremost, before you ask about the other child, are you aware that it's wrong for an adult to have sex with a minor who is below the age of consent? Number one. Yes? Who got this child pregnant? Do you know that if an adult approaches you for sex, that it is wrong, and it's okay for you to come and tell me? If any of your friends are in trouble, it's okay for you to come and tell me. I will help you guys.
So about the parent-child relationship, if you're trying to bring up a talk with a child, how are you able to tell if this child is really able to like take up this information? Or like process, is ready on a certain age, like any ako ready.
You have to listen.
You have to listen.
You know, it's about
so
listening.
This goes back to listening.
How I used to do it personally is I would see something, I would watch something and think, I'd like to have this talk with my child. Some of it, because of the way I was brought up, I did not know how to bring up.
Yep.
So then I would call my child and say, let's watch this.
Yeah.
And then ask, what do you think of what we just watched? You see? Then he would either say, I don't know, because he can't process
can't relate,
or he'll say, I think that person was wrong because they did such and such.
Yeah.
Or I think that the other person, or that person was mean, or that person, you know what I mean? Yeah? And if a child came home and said, for example, I'm being bullied, yeah? But they cannot process, all they know is the anger that it's giving them.
Yes.
But they don't know how to actually say that I'm being bullied.
This person
If you watch something with them that shows another person being bullied, it might help them process and think that, you know, like sometimes you're going through something in your life and you don't know how to articulate it, but you watch it.
Then you're like,
and maybe sometimes even coincidentally you're watching it with your parents or with your partner or whoever it is that is causing this conflict, this inner conflict for you. And you go, oh my God, that's how you behave.
That's it, exactly.
Have you ever been in that situation?
Even
because ujaijua venye kuambia until that point. Ama una watch kitu unaona hivi ndo vile naweza kuambia ule msee. Hebu watch kitu. Alafu wakisema venye watasema unaambia aki hivyo ndo vile wewe.
Imagine that is so you.
And you'll find that most times these people aren't even aware that they're doing something.
They're doing that, yes.
To you. Because it might just be their behavior, their character, habits. You know what I mean? They're not aware that they're doing something wrong. But for you, finding that avenue to create that conversation, it opens that channel of communication. You see? So it's not always about just hitting people with this is how you are, this is how you do, this is even though vile unanikosea. Sometimes you have to find roundabout ways. It's like that 13 reasons why. You know, a lot of parents maybe didn't think that it was right for their children to watch it. But now we have 9-year-old, 8-year-olds committing suicide. My first time to attempt suicide, I was 12 years old.
Why?
You know.
That is early.
So, and nobody knew. Yeah? And to a certain extent, it's a lot of children start self-harming at around 9, 10, 11, 12. By the time they're 15, they've been self-harming for a few years. So it's about creating those conversations. If you see that your child is troubled in a certain way, if they've gone to a new school and you suspect it might be bullying, it's good to talk to teachers if they're kind of understanding. But if not, then you want to approach this in a different way. If you approach it and ask directly and you know your child is not the type to be asked directly, and this is again where it comes to knowing the people around you. Caring enough to learn the best way to approach them.
Yes.
And that's how you know people love you, when they do those things that make you feel appreciated and cared for enough for them to think
they actually took
it's
time
that time
out
of
of
the
their
month.
life. Yes.
I like chocolate at that time of the month. Nunua tu Cadbury's.
Weka hapo.
It's 100 and something. I promise you, take that to your person.
During
their period. You'll be a hero. You know, wewe bado unafikiria sijui uende Kenchik, sijui uende Pizza Hut, wewe fikiria tu ile kitu yo. You know,
unaweza buy kwa kibanda,
exactly. Na hata kama ni hiyo pizza, si lazima ununue ile pizza kubwa ya 1000. Enda tu ununue kale ka one person. It's a few hundreds. And it's once a month. It's not every day.
It's not every other day.
That's what they crave during their period. Buy it. Take it to them. Maziwa ni hero. Nakwambia for that month, what is the period zisha utanyimwa.
Ukikuja wewe unapata ulitayarishiwa ukaekeni babe. Kwanza vile jana kulikuwa na game. Unapata labda mtu wako amekuwa na shida, like the week has been tough. Nini, they've just been in a mood. And then it's like probably they didn't even remember. Ama maybe amjalipa a subscription DSTV and whatever. You've made sure you've made it conducive for the guys. It's like game yako ndio hiyo. Yes, kwa una maza zako mapema unaenda kulala kama utakula. Ama unakaa hapo.
Ama watch it together.
My friend.
You see what I mean?
Jews are hero.
So it's those little things. My guy likes watching football. He maybe doesn't like going to the pub. Let me get a subscription.
Exactly. Your comfort. And
you know what I mean?
Small things. People tend to
and that subscription will also allow you to watch movies together sometimes.
Exactly.
You see?
No.
So when you want to spend time with someone, don't nag them about leaving the house. Buy a few beers, put the game on, get your wine, if you drink wine or your juice or whatever.
Nice.
Make a meal, feed the person, put the game on, sit down, shut up.
Watch
the game.
Watch the game.
If you understand what's happening, please. Akichia.
And don't ask what a bloody penalty is.
And do not support the opposing team kwa sababu kama timu yake watapigwa 1-7,
kama watachapwa 2-7 ama 1-6. Sorry.
If they don't walk alone like me, please.
Usiseme usupport money.
Exactly. That is not the time. That is not the time to say at the Liverpool.
On a ratio of 1:3.5.
That's the time. That's the time to not act like Night Atieno right now. To point to those like,
mimi napenda mathematics. So walichapwa ratio of 1:3.5.
Again.
Double that.
Do not say such things.
2-7
during that time, because even when you hata subscription yako ita make sense. Itakwani umde mamelipa subscription during the ball then kejeni.
Guys, let's finish with body image and then let's listen to some music, and we thank you so much again for joining us. Na wale watu walichapwa nyingi kwa chache jana, poleni sana. So
you live to fight another
let's
day.
think about another reason why somebody might not be receptive to intimacy. And a lot of times, especially for us women, it's body image, you know, and how our partner responds to it. You know, there's a way you can tell me I'm putting on weight in a kind way. There's a way you don't need to tell me I'm putting on weight. There's a way you can just come and say, babe, let's take evening strolls. You know what I mean? Let's think a bit more about how we're eating in this house. For those things that junk, let's just buy them for the weekend. Do you see what I mean? Sometimes you don't have to tell somebody you're fat. Because then you break down all that thing, all that intimacy stuff. You spoil it.
Yes. Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Because itafika mahali, you're there, you just want to sit there, maybe you just want to cuddle, and I'm feeling
exactly. Because you already told me.
My friend, I'll be there in a hoodie, jumper, my pajama pants, na socks.
Sasa mimi nataka kuva waist trainer, alafu nivae ile bodysuit. Saa mazi hata kuingia huko nika Fort Knox. Jutuli niambia nini?
Inakuwa ni
sindio? No. Alafu in the same breath tunakuja kwanza, nasikiza unavaa nguo mingi. I mean, like you told me, I'm trying to fix myself. Exactly. But the thing is, it's not bad to tell your partner that they're letting themselves go, because that's also a part of caring. Because with being overweight comes other diseases, other complications, high blood pressure, diabetes, depression, anxiety, all these things.
There's a lot of things that come with.
You know what I mean? So we have to think about, okay, Sawa, this is how I feel. I'm not feeling so good about myself now. How is it affecting my relationships? And the biggest thing is, when we talk about this, we just think about our romantic relationships. We don't think about how it's affecting our relationship with our children. How it's affecting our children's relationship. Excuse me. So, excuse me. So we're not thinking about how our behavior towards certain things affect our children and their behavior towards those things.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, for example, I'm putting on weight because I'm bringing the wrong things into the house.
Yes.
These wrong things are also being eaten by my children. They're also being eaten by my partner. So basically what I'm doing is I'm making my whole household unhealthy. Bless me. I just need to copy. So, and then by that, we then also damage our own personal image, body image. You see? And then we damage our children's body image with themselves, and therefore having a knock-on effect in their intimate relationship going forward. You know?
Because maybe you'd find that maybe there's a friend, a mannerless friend, I'm using that word, mannerless. Because wakicheza pale nje, utasikia, no. And then they come home crying. And they're like, Mom, Nani called me Kanono. Dad, Nani called me Kanono.
Yeah.
And the person you're coming to report to that they called you Kanono, Toshana's like you. You're thinking, it's your fault, nimeitwa Kanono. No, now again, you have to figure out how you're going to sort that out.
Yeah.
No, because again, I go back to them. Your partner again. Because when you know your partner, and you've learned how to communicate with them, you know how because you're like, hey, I'm not supposed to say hurtful things because this will just cause a mess. Babe, maybe kuna kapesa mahali kidogo shortly. Babe, nilikuwa natembea hivi nikikam home, nikapita mahali niko na Alexa, nikaingia, nikaambiwa story ya weight management, na supplements ABCD nini. You can buy yours and hers. Unaona, like you're like, let's do this together. Unaona?
Exactly.
Nimepita pale nimeona gym nini, let's go for this stroll together nini. Like tafuta vile utaipackage. Usikuje na mafujo cause unaona kaza tuseme kama vile ameenda kubai nguo.
Usikuje na mafujo.
Usikuje na mafujo please. Utakuja hapo unaniambia sikuzi unakaaje. Hata na pia wewe unakaaje. Ona hii kitambi iko kwa hapa 2 years ago. So, learn how to imagine Roy vile yuko hapa yuko lean nini kidogo shortly ameenda hivi amekula nitongaje hizo ma Tuesdays na Wednesdays, Tuesday pizza, Wednesday burger. Kidogo shortly umeingia pale unaanza kukaa vingine. Alafu bei anza kusema lakini siwezi Roy. Haongezi baya. How do you counter that one? So
DJ Roy,
know your person.
Story yako.
Know your person.
What unaje your story?
I think it all depends with the communication. When you mesema because there's a way mute and kujia. Things would go so well.
Exactly.
So approach your partner kindly.
Yes.
Mwambie kuna venye unapotea njia kidogo.
Yes.
But we can get on track.
Exactly. And also other
and then
times.
Also support.
Yes, exactly. Because sometimes it's because of emotional distress. You know, maybe she's just had a baby. Maybe he's just lost his job. Maybe, you know what I mean? Hivyo vile DJ Ray anasema support.
Mshike mkono. So
hivyo tu.
Na wasa hapa nje nakwambia. It's really important to walk that journey with your person. You've already chosen to be that person. Ulimpata kiwa hivi and like we said, people change. No, you get older, things start going wherever they are going. Life is taking its course.
Exactly.
And it's expected.
Exactly.
No, and once you know that in your mind, you'll embrace it. You'll know, okay, mazejo nimeanza kufika 40 nini hapo na nimeanza kukaa hivi. You know how to handle yourself. Because ikifika menopause, kuna la kwenye menopause man, unaona, your partner needs to know that this is what I'm going through.
Excessive sweating, manenos. Hot flashes, manenos. Mood swing, manenos. You know what I mean?
Your moods are swinging all day.
Don't do it out of peer pressure.
Yes, exactly. Bas, kuchochana.
100%. Guys, thank you so much for joining us again today. Yani leo, I think today we've discussed a lot. You know what I mean? And don't forget this show is here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. 9 a.m.
East African time,
aka Eat.
Nani.
So
you guys have been brilliant. Thank you so much for watching, for hosting your
watch parties, such like things.
I see new names on the comment section sometimes, and I'm like, najua. But kabla tuende. All I'd like to tell you guys is have these conversations with your person. Have these conversations with your children.
There's no point
your
having it with your friends who go and you don't talk to the people that matter.
Lakini nani? Yuko hivi. Nani won't know because your friends won't comment. Exactly. If they comment,
utakuwa na ubaya. Exactly.
Ningejua tu ningemwambia zile za like nilisema you're just gaining weight kidogo. Unaona zile za ile jinsi ya white au kaangi poa nayo sasa zile umeniko.
Exactly.
Kuna vile inaka. Lakini wewe umeenda ukaambia kina nani? Akina nani come and report. Kosovo nani before you know it you have another world war in your house. So communicate with your person, communicate with the children.
Yeah.
Just learn how to communicate. Tell these things to you.
Yeah.
And if you love a person, just tell them.
Yep.
Usiogope, it's never that serious.
Usingoje achukuliwe na mtu mwingine useme wewe aliniibia bwana, si kila mtu alikuwa anajua ni chali yangu na
nimeshamsafisha, nimeshamtengeneza amekuwa vizuri.
Na ulikuwa friend zone.
Bas. Hey, bro zone.
Anyway guys, let's love each other, let's be kind to each other, and let's remember that people only treat us how we teach them to treat us, how we expect them to treat us, and the permission we give to people to disrespect us, it's us who give them permission. Yep. So when someone is constantly disrespecting you, you are letting them. So,
yeah,
so you, not on them. Whatever we allow to happen in our lives, that's what happens. We have no control over what happens in our lives, but we have control over whether we let it keep happening in our lives. Yep. So, Mimi, Night Atieno, Nakanyaga out.
Yeah, so what we've talked about, love. What is love?
Yeah.
I believe to me explain.
Yeah.
It is an affection towards someone.
Yeah.
Something, whether it's your job, whether it's what you love doing.
Yes.
So love your partner.
Yeah.
Accept to like him, except kuna zile siku zenye utaamka usikie.
Yeah.
It's not your day. So hata mimi nimejua leo hizo siku ziko.
Yeah.
And I've understood that those days are there.
Yeah.
But it doesn't give you a reason to stop loving the person.
Yeah.
Not unless
ameanza
it's becoming toxic, it's becoming abusive.
Yes.
Feel free to walk out.
100%.
Otherwise, stay strong in your relationship.
Yes.
Stay strong to your partner.
Yes.
Pendane.
Tupendane na tupembelezane na ujipende on top. Yeah. All right, guys. See you on Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Thank you so much for joining us. Adios. Bye.